quite a few years ago, in common I think with probably a lot of people my age, I did some experiments with hallucinogenic drugs, particularly LSD or acid. I'm saying experiment at the time, of course, it was recreational, but from my mature position as a grown adult, I can think of it as an experiment. I thoroughly enjoyed it, I have to say. I mean, I had one or two bad experiences, but generally it was a positive experience. I didn't damage myself or anybody else, as far as I'm aware. But I'm just thinking of one particular episode which really stuck with me and was one of the, quite early on. It's probably only the third or fourth time I've taken LSD, and the experience of that really stuck with me, and still comes back to me now. Actually, I don't have flashbacks or anything, but still the experience of it still kind of informs my thinking now. It was probably about an hour and a half in, something like that, and it wasn't exactly a hallucination, because you don't really hallucinate, you just see things differently, you don't see things that aren't there. But in looking around the room, I would see kind of faces emerging out of the random patterns of, wallpaper or of objects placed on sideboards, that kind of thing. So I'd see faces or other objects, but mostly faces. But then when I looked at them, or even just remembered them with closed eyes, what would happen is that these faces would smoothly but quite quickly transform. They would, first of all, they would take on the quality of a line drawing. Something like an Aubrey Beardsley line drawing, actually, kind of Art Deco or Art Nouveau, something very, very clear lines, stark contrasts. But all of the original content, all the original information, all the complexity and the power, if you like, or the life and the... Go on, you two. Get the dogs off the trail, because there's more dogs coming, they always fight with. Come on, Danny. All of the information from the original imaginary three-dimensional face was kind of compressed into this black and white line drawing. So I was imagining, but they wouldn't just stop there. It wouldn't just stay like a cartoon. Come on, pups. Come on. Come on. It would. What happened is that the lines themselves would kind of attenuate. I'm going to do this with my hand because what it felt like. It would kind of attenuate. So a nose would extend out, a chin would extend out, and those attenuating lines would narrow and narrow and narrow. But again, compressing all of the content and the power, if you like, one of the better words, of the original, and reduce the dimensions down to a one-dimensional line in all directions simultaneously. And those lines would kind of, I can't even describe what it was like. Those lines would kind of fill the space, but it didn't feel like a full space. It felt like a highly compressed, attenuated, string-like space. And it's also quite a psychasthenic, is that right? Maybe experience, as well as the taste that goes with it, and the smell. There's a kind of gesture that goes with it. I can sort of feel it in my body now whilst I'm talking. Actually, this kind of squeezing into these dark but highly vibrant, highly extensive and extensible one-dimensional lines, which simultaneously were one-dimensional but also filled space. As I say, I can still feel that. I still get that sort of geometrical sense quite often now when I'm thinking about ideas and when I'm trying to understand something. As things are sort of clicking into place, the way that they seem to do it for me is I can feel that kind of space coming back. I can feel these lines forming, and the taste, the muscular settings come back in, really. It's a very interesting experience, and it is a kind of kind of emergence out of complexity, but out of the mystery of confusion that is everyday experience. Out of all that kind of mist, this clear, one-dimensional, singular, lucid experience kind of crystallizes, and then drifts back and becomes the background from which other things crystallize. It's a sort of circuitous process. It's about 30 years since I had them, more than that, since I had that experience. And it's amazing how what an impression it made on me. Really.